Hi, how's it going? I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but a long time ago, I said that, like, I would kind of do a comparison on, well, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Batman Arkham Asylum. Um, it was back around, the Sonic Tuesday. I mentioned it because it's like, I bought Spider-Man first because, I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than a Batman fan, and, um, and what basically happened is like I had an option between these two games, and Spencer was like, "Oh, you should pick Batman Arkham City," and I was like, "No, I like Spider-Man much more." So okay, how could I say this? Batman at the time was $19, Spider-Man was $49, and I still went with Spider-Man because I just like Spider-Man more. Um, and during the day, and then afterwards I mentioned, I I'll do a comparison between them both, and I bet you anything, I would like, well, Spider-Man more, because I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than a Batman fan. I'm even positive that I'll like the Spider-Man movie better than The Dark Knight. Honestly, I said that. I am absolutely positive that I am going to like the Spider-Man movie better than The Dark Knight, because of Spider-Man. Well, sort of. That positivity kind of went down a little bit. But, I also mentioned that I'll do a Sonic Generations review, but I can't. Like, again, this is a very long time ago. I mentioned that I'll do it in November or by Christmas, I believe. And, it's not Christmas anymore. Um, but Dane is borrowing that game. Which, by the way, Dane, I want my game back. And Automatic, Kano, I want Uncharted back too. I know I'm not going to play any of them, but I want them back because of mine. I always get paranoid when people borrow my games, because I always think they're just going to, not give them back or break them, despite the fact if I play them rarely after that or ever again. Um, Being said, like I said, which one I would think was better. Um, okay, well, to basically start out with, the story is pretty good. With both of these, actually. With Spider-Man, Mysterio, out of all people, is actually, there's this little tablet that basically gives you very extra powers, superpowers, and in the wrong hands, of course, could be for the wrong reasons. And Mysterio, of course, as we know, is a fraud, and this could actually give Mysterio the power that he needs. So, Mysterio, well, Spider-Man accidentally breaks the tablet because that's what Spider-Man does, and Mysterio basically tries to steal the tablets, but all the tablets ended up getting separated into these parallel universes, in which four different Spider-Man had to basically retrieve them, and of course there was the Amazing Spider-Man, which is voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, out of all, because they actually brought in Neil Patrick Harris, which I thought was pretty good. Spider-Man 2099. And then there's Noir Spider-Man. And then there's Ultimate Spider-Man, which Ultimate Spider-Man, it's pretty much the same thing as Amazing Spider-Man, he's just black. And those are the four characters that you play. So they sort of bring in variety of characters, and yeah, they do play completely different, which I really kind of like that system. I did like the system of Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man, I liked how they kind of made it look cartoony, like a comic book. Spider-Man Noir, they made it basically look like a old movie, an old crime movie. Every single time I loved that. 2099 was actually sort of 3D, when everything else kind of looked a bit 2D animation. And Ultimate Spider-Man seemed very similar to Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, and the gameplay worked out fine. They all have their different style of gameplay. Amazing Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man pretty much the same thing. Noir Spider-Man is more the sneaking around, and 2099 is more the combat base, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed those. And of course they bring in most of the original Spider-Man villains. Batman Arkham City's story is, well, pretty simple. Like, The Batman catches the Joker again, taking him to the asylum again. Batman tries to escape. He succeeds. He takes over the asylum, and Batman basically has to try to stop him. He's trying to send this formula called Titan all over Gotham City, and Batman has to try to stop him. And occasionally, Batman will run into a couple of his other villains, like Bane and Poison Ivy and Scarecrow. And the story has worked out pretty well. So is the gameplay. Gameplay about Batman is pretty cool, and it's much more straightforward than Spider-Man. With Spider-Man, it's more like level to level, and I kind of hate that. I feel like a Spider-Man game and a Batman game should kind of be free in a way, like Spider-Man 2 was. I just don't like the idea of a level to level to level to level with a Spider-Man game. But Arkham Asylum basically has a little bit more freedom than that, which is good. Well, like, not too much. You gotta go through the whole island, and it's fun. The gameplay is fun too. Batman could unlock his own moves. He could get stronger, and well, you also have these other challenges that Spider-Man doesn't really seem to have, like these riddle challenges where you gotta find trophies, solve riddles, and find diaries, if I believe. Also some interview takes, and just because of that, it basically has a lot more replayability than Spider-Man has. Well, Spider-Man, you could unlock comic books, bios, and concept art, and that's about it. Spider-Man does not really have much replayability in it at all. So honestly, when it comes to story and gameplay, I say Batman kind of beats it. But however, something that Spider-Man really beats Batman in, and I mean like really beats it, has to be the boss battles. The boss battles in Spider-Man are very unique. Granted, like a lot of when it comes to Spider-Man, I think the voice acting is good from Neil Patrick Harris because it's Neil Patrick Harris, and I like Neil Patrick Harris. Everything Neil Patrick Harris touches turns to gold. Just really like him. I thought he did a great job as Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man before, and I think it's great that he's Spider-Man. And the bosses are unique because you gotta battle each of these bosses like what was his name? Well, Deadpool, Carnage, Mysterio, actually. In fact, Mysterio the final boss, and it's actually quite good. I think Mysterio is one of the best boss battles in a Spider-Man game, when that really wasn't the case. They really went all out with Mysterio, and kind of what a way to do it. With Batman Arkham Asylum only has really one unique boss fight, and that's Poison Ivy. And I guess Scarecrow too, but I really consider that to be more of a level. Because it's all Titans. They're all these very big men. Bane, Killer Croc. Well, Killer Croc I guess is a little bit different, but Bane and the other Titan bosses are exactly the same. You do the exact same formula. Even Joker, sorta, because Joker infects himself with that Titan, becomes bigger. You have a different way of fighting him, but you're still doing that, and it's like, I don't know. The boss fights in Arkham Asylum were very bland, I guess. But Batman, basically, I guess the main focus wasn't really the bosses, which I kind of feel is a little disappointing. But yeah, but Spider-Man had a lot of good bosses. I really enjoyed the bosses in Spider-Man. I enjoyed the gameplay in Spider-Man. Yeah, well, that's about it. Like, I guess, if I had to say this, I'm kind of sad to say this because I kind of feel terrible, but, feel terrible. I do think Batman Arkham Asylum is a better game. I enjoyed it more, and I really wish now that I bought Batman first instead of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was $40 at the time, and it is not that much now. And Batman was only 19. I mean, I still got it for 19 bucks, but I got Spider-Man first. I was mainly looking forward to Spider-Man anyways. But that being said, both of these games are really good. I recommend both of them. Assuming that you haven't played all of them. I mean, most people have, especially this one. Especially this one. Everybody loves this game. My god, this game is like so good that if you get it now, the opening title would literally say, Best Game of the Year. Because it was. And it does deserve that title. I mean, like, with Spider-Man Shattered Dimension, it is a good game, but like, it's kind of average and doesn't really come any close. I mean, the voice acting in both of these is actually pretty good. That's something I haven't mentioned about that much, because in the voice acting for Batman, they actually got Mark Hamill to play the Joker and Kevin Coney to play Batman. And it worked out very well, because, well, Mark Hamill especially, he was the original Joker, and I'm disappointed to know that he's not coming back to play the Joker, ever. Unless, of course, he changes his mind. But that was good for him. And then, Spider-Man, like, here's the thing about Spider-Man's voice acting. I wouldn't say that it's terrible, but the thing that you might hate about Spider-Man is the fact that they really never shut up. It's constant talking, and they will say the same thing over and over again. The only thing that you might not notice it, but like he's doing it too, but you might not notice it as much as Deadpool, because that's really his character to begin with. But that's every character in Spider-Man. Like every Spider-Man, every villain, they keep repeating themselves over and over again, telling jokes that weren't funny to begin with, and it's like, there really isn't much variety with voice acting. When Batman Arkham Asylum is very different. Like, the voice acting it's constant and it keeps flowing, especially with the Joker, of course. So that's really what I think. It's like, I loved both of these games. And yeah, just so you know, I am currently playing Batman Arkham City. And I am so far really enjoying that game a lot as well. I mean, like, I bought it recently. I'm still playing it, and just from like playing it to begin with, I could already tell you that I think it's better than both of these games. Of course, the one thing that I hated, the add-on, I had to like buy Catwoman for $10 because I didn't get the game when it first came out. I waited so it could go $10 lower. It's like, these PlayStation 3 games, they're expensive enough as it is, and it's like, now I have to pay 10 extra bucks for Catwoman, and it's like, I feel like I have to get it because to the part of the storyline, it's like, why can't the game just come with her? Because that's like 10 extra bucks that I could have been using for something else. Then again, Catwoman is pretty much her own game. I don't care really which that was the case. Yeah, but that's what I think. Buy both of those games. Buy Spider-Man, buy Batman. You'll love it. And, that's basically all I have to say. I will do the Sonic Generations review sometime. And, and I'm not going to get Spider-Man Edge of Time. I know about that game. I know it's already boring and bland, and I don't want to waste my time with it. And I'm not sure if I'll do a review of Batman Arkham City, because game reviews I don't really want to get into that much. I don't claim to be an expert at them because I'm not. This wasn't even really a review. It was like, I didn't show any footage, and I'm not ever going to show any footage. I don't know how. And it's like, it was just me basically telling you I like this game. It's not really a review. It's like, that's also kind of goes as a saying, it's not really a review if you like the game and just say, I like this game. It's not a review. You gotta go into detail, and I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy, because that's the thing. It is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have a paper about like financial aid due on Monday. I haven't even started yet, so I just figured why not just waste my time, do a review on those two games. I shouldn't even call it a review, it's more of a comparison. Yeah, I totally rambled on enough. However, let me ramble on a little bit more. I am looking forward to seeing the Avengers movie. That is a definite. I'm hyped for the Avengers movie. I just got the poster over there. It's somewhere over there. Yeah, there it is. You can't see it, but it's like right over my bed. I had to move. Yeah. Really excited for the Avengers movie. Yeah, well. Okay, this time I promise that is all I had to say. Tell me which game you like more. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Batman. Everybody likes Batman more. Yeah. Tell me which game you like more and stuff. And I'm signing off. Thank you so much for your time.